Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Winter Dinners where I'm going to show you 3 really easy and delicious meals. I'm so happy to be back into my routine of things. I hope that you are too. I hope you had a great holiday season and you're ready for a brand new year. Happy 2022. I took a lot of time off at the end of the year and I don't regret it at all. I enjoyed my time off. During that time off, I was able to go back through a lot of the recipes that I shared over this last year and make those again for my family, and we really enjoyed that. But we're ready to try some new recipes, and I've got one today. I've done dishes very similar to this before, but it's one of our favorite types of meals. Today I am making a Thai chicken and cabbage skillet. It's only gonna take like 20 minutes once I prep everything. Let's get started. So I wanted to share this really quickly with you because you may be like me and you just start cooking, and as things are going, you're trying to run around the kitchen and grab the rest of the ingredients that you need. You don't have time to clean up in between because of that, and it ends up being a disaster area in your kitchen after you're done. When I'm cooking for YouTube, I make sure I grab all of my ingredients first. I measure everything out and I'm ready to go, just like they do on cooking TV shows. That is definitely not how I naturally did things. But now that I've been doing it for so long for YouTube, even when I'm not filming, I've made it a habit to go ahead and do that. It is a great way to make cleanup a lot easier, to make cooking much less hectic because you've prepped everything, you're ready to go. Everything's just ready to be combined together, and it just is a whole lot less stressful. So I just thought I would throw that little tip in there for you. If you don't do that, give it a try. Act like you're about to film as well and just collect all of the ingredients together, get everything measured out, and then start cooking. See how it goes. Okay, I have all my ingredients over here. I've got this large skillet that is heating up to medium-high heat. I've added in about a tablespoon or so of olive oil. I'm gonna wait for that to get hot, and we're gonna add in 1 pound of ground chicken. We're just gonna be cooking this until it's no longer pink, and then I will remove it with a slotted spoon to this bowl. We are gonna have plenty of seasonings with the sauce that we're gonna put on this, but I wanna add a little extra heat. So I'm gonna try adding this firecracker sea salt to our chicken while it's cooking. Okay, I removed any of the juices out of here. I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil and this bag of coleslaw mix. I think the recipe calls for a 16 ounce. This is 14 ounce, so it's pretty close. You do wanna continuously stir this. You don't want it to burn. Just make sure it's getting pretty crisp all over. Now our coleslaw mix, or our cabbage mix, already had carrots in it, but we're gonna add the other carrots that it called for. It's 2 carrots that were grated. We're gonna add our chicken back in, and we're gonna cover everything in the sauce. Our sauce was 1/4 cup of peanut butter, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of honey, a tablespoon of ginger, a tablespoon of rice vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. As always, just check the description box and you'll see it linked, the recipe linked there. So this is pretty much done. I'm gonna add my green onions now. You could also add cilantro. My grocery store was out, so I don't have any on hand, but I'm turning this down to low, and I'm gonna let this hang out because I've got some veggies in here roasting in the air fryer, so these will be done in 8 minutes, and then it'll be time to eat.
So this is some sort of Asian dish, I know.
Yes.
Right?
It's Thai inspired. Yeah. It's got peanut butter in it.
Oh man.
It's got ginger. It's got all the good things.
All the good stuff.
You're gonna love it.
And it's low carb.
And it's low carb.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Mmm. Oh man. Yes. Peanut flavor in there that's always in Thai seasoning, it seems like.
Yeah.
Especially in the pad Thai that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely get the ginger.
Yeah.
Not too much, not overpowering
right.
or anything, but definitely get that in there.
Okay.
And then the crunch of the carrot and the, is that cabbage?
Yep, it's coleslaw mix.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice little crunch there, perfectly cooked.
Okay.
Okay, let's try this creamy chili honey sauce on top of there.
Definitely. You could put yum yum sauce on top, sriracha. but we're gonna try that one.
See what this is about. That's good, absolutely.
All right, well, I'm gonna dig in. Well, this is really good and really filling. It is, even though it's great for you stuff, it's super filling. I mean, this guy apparently approves. Okay, y'all, it is our second meal of the week. Tonight is a 1-pot meal. I did have to do some prepping beforehand, but it's gonna be worth it. And I'm also making a substitution. So tonight we are having stuffed pepper casserole. It calls for rice, but instead of rice, I'm gonna use riced cauliflower. So I am gonna have to tweak it a little bit, but it'll be a little bit healthier and it's gonna be quicker to make because of it. Okay, to get started, I've got my large Dutch oven. I've got about a tablespoon or so of olive oil heating up. I've set it to medium-high heat. Now that it's good and warm, I'm gonna add in a pound of ground beef and our onion that I've already diced. Now my ground beef is 93.7, so I'm not gonna have to drain it, but you could always use ground chicken or ground turkey in this meal as well. Our meat is no longer pink, so I'm gonna add in our seasonings. I've got a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. One seasoning it doesn't call for, but I'm gonna add in is cayenne pepper, just because I wanna add a little bit of heat to this. I'm not gonna add a lot. I'm also going to be adding in some garlic here, about a tablespoon or so of garlic, and a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. I did drain these because we don't need the liquid from these since I'm not using rice. So now that I've got all of that in there, I'm just going to stir all of this up. So I am changing the recipe. I'm not adding nearly as much liquid as the recipe calls for. If you want the original recipe and you want to make it with rice, it's linked in the description box below. Now it's time to add our green and red bell peppers and about a tablespoon of the Dove sauce. So I'm just gonna let this cook for maybe 3 to 5 minutes just to kind of soften those bell peppers a little bit. I'll stir it pretty frequently and then we'll add in the rest of our stuff and be done. Update. I turned the heat down just a little bit and I did go ahead and cover it. That's what you're supposed to do with the rice in there, but I'm just trying to make sure that our bell peppers are pretty soft. So I'm gonna let it sit here for about 5 minutes and then we'll finish. Now I'm gonna add in some thawed spinach. I'm gonna try to break it up as I add it in there. I did squeeze out as much of the liquid from this as possible. And now I'm gonna add in my rice cauliflower. I've already steamed this in the microwave, so it's ready to go. This was frozen. I think this was a 12-ounce bag. Now the last step is the cheese. I've got cheddar cheese and pepper jack. I shredded it a little earlier. We're gonna just sprinkle this all over top and then put the lid back on the Dutch oven.
I'm excited about this. Got the big time ingredients in here.
It does.
I don't think I've ever had anything like this with spinach in it.
I know, I like that it has the spinach, yep.
So it looks very healthy, low carb with the...
Yep. So I did add a little bit of cayenne pepper, not a lot, but just in case you want some more heat, I brought this to the table.
All right, let's see what this is about. Oh man. Yes, absolutely. That's loaded with flavor.
Ooh, we got a cameo from Cole. It's a good dish.
That low carb option is definitely got some flavor in there for sure. Okay. That's really good. Love the spinach.
And the spinach is not too powerful either. Like I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
So if you're not a fan of spinach, I mean,
not that big a deal.
It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's almost like a chili, but obviously without the chili spices and everything.
Right. It does have some cumin in there, but it also has Italian seasoning. You weren't in there for that. And then I added just a little bit of cayenne.
It's really good. Just a hint of the spice in there, which is perfect.
Okay.
And yeah, the veggies go well with it, the peppers and everything. Love the peppers.
Okay. You gonna add some of this?
Oh yeah.
I mean, do I even have to ask? Nope. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. This girl is just patiently waiting over here. I ain't got nothing for you, girl. You've already had the cheese. This is excellent. I added a little bit of the hot sauce to mine too. Steven went and got some more. He said, I don't feel guilty getting more because it's low carb.
Low carb.
But it is really good. Cole ate all of his. I think this would be great too. If you made it at the beginning of the week and portioned it out for meals throughout the week, this would be good lunch as well. But I love how healthy this is, but still has so much flavor. Okay, y'all, it is the third meal of the week, and y'all know what that means. It is Subbie supper night. I say it's Subbie supper night, but I'm actually making this for lunch, and it's a breakfast recipe. But I don't know about y'all, we love to have breakfast for dinner sometimes. It just changes things up. And I've seen a recipe similar to this in the past, kind of recently, and thought, that sounds really good. And then Lisa sent it to me, so why not? Lisa and her husband Paul live in New Jersey. They've been married for 8 years. They adopted their nieces. They are teenage girls, Faith and Lily. They are also big animal lovers, and they have rescued 3 cats and 1 dog. Their cats' names are Nikki, Angel, and Gracie, and then they have a dog named Cooper. Cooper is blind, but she said he has the biggest personality. She said her girls can be kind of picky, and this one passed the test. It just sounds wonderful, and it includes cinnamon rolls. I mean, how can it go wrong? So this is called a cinnamon roll French toast bake. I am cutting it in half just because I don't want to have leftovers. I want us to eat this all at one time. But I've got the original recipe linked in the description box as always. The first thing I'm gonna do is preheat my oven to 375. Okay, in this bowl, I'm going to add 2 eggs. And technically, according to the recipe, I should add 3 eggs, but she said that she has cut down the eggs because it becomes too eggy. So just a heads up on that. I'm adding in 1/4 cup of milk, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we're just gonna set this to the side. Now I'm gonna take my can of cinnamon rolls and I'm going to cut each cinnamon roll into 8 pieces, like little pieces of pizza. I'm using a small square dish, but if you're doing the full recipe, you'll need a 9x13 pan. We're going to take 1/4 cup of butter and pour it all over the bottom. Now I'm just gonna put my cinnamon roll pieces all over the bottom pretty evenly. Now it's time to pour our milk, egg, and cinnamon mixture all over our cinnamon rolls. And lastly, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of maple syrup all over the top. This is going in a 375-degree oven for about 25 minutes. And don't fear, we're gonna be using this at the end. This will not go to waste. To go along with our breakfast slash lunch slash Subbie supper, I'm gonna be making some bacon, just so we have that savory with the sweet, and then we'll have some fresh fruit too. So I popped this in the microwave for like 5 seconds just so I could pour it.
Get some good breakfast
For lunch.
for lunch.
But it's a Subbie supper though.
Eat breakfast any time of the day.
That's right.
All right, cinnamon rolls.
Like French toast.
Smelling good up in here. That's good. Wow.
Does it remind you of French toast?
Yeah, a little bit of French toast, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what it is. It's a cinnamon roll French toast bake.
Wow, really good.
Yeah.
Breakfast. Sweet, love the sweetness of the icing there, which is melted all over everything.
Yeah, it is. And then you've got your bacon to go along with it. That savory to go with the sweet. That's what we like. Cole loves it. He is chowing down over there really quickly.
Yeah, this is good.
Well, I'm excited to give it a shot, so I'm gonna dig into. Well, this is really good. I'm so glad I only did 2 eggs and not the 3 because it's not too eggy. I'm very picky about my French toast, and if it has too many eggs, I'm not a fan. And I love taking a bite of this and then taking a bite of bacon because that sweet and savory is where it's at. This reminds us of the big cinnamon roll at Five Oaks in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
So the Five Oaks restaurant, they have a cinnamon roll that is like as big as this plate. I'm not kidding. and it is so good. It's not overly sweet. If you ever go to Gatlinburg and you want to try out a great restaurant for breakfast, go to Five Oaks. Promise you, you'll love it. What a great week of dinners we had. If you agree, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. We will see y'all next time. I hope you have a wonderful week. Always fixing that hair.
Yeah. Gotta straighten it out a little bit.
And they have rescued 3 cats and 1 dogs.